This guy is singing like a canary. I can't hear you. That's all right. I'm good. Thank you.
Well, I am concerned about it. I don't want you to get hit.
Shut up and do your job.
I need to be rude.
All right. No, all right. No need to give instructions. Do your thing, man. What's up, man? Just trying to make it home? Why'd he stop you? Expired tags, that's why he stopped you?
I'm asking why you're not hindering with my traffic stop.
I'm not hindering anything.
You are. You're talking to him. I don't need
Hey, you guys have had the shit suit out of you so many times for this. Shut up and do your job. Shut up and do your job, boy. So he pulled you over for registration? So the government offices are closed, so you can't get registration right now. You can't get registration. Yeah, and the city council revoked their stupid ordinance trying to lock up people for recording them. They went back on that. This fucking idiot right here has no idea who he's talking to. If he had any idea what he was doing, he'd shut the hell up. So he pulled this gentleman over for expired registration, but with the pandemic stuff going on, the government offices aren't open for you to be able to renew registration. Everything's done on a city by city basis. Everybody's got their own rules, but most cops are not pulling people over for expired registration because they know if you're someone who mails it in and gets it done, you might be able to get it done, but a lot of states like Texas, you've got to get a state inspection done as well. There can be some things that can keep you from getting it done due to the pandemic. But he's going to act like me talking to the victim here is, something that I can't do. Now, these officers, due to Chief McManus's idiocy, are severely badly trained. These officers in Tucson are horribly trained due to the ignorance of Chief McManus, who has been told to step down. He's been told to resign so that somebody can take leadership of this department and actually teach these guys the law and teach them to obey it. Actually, since it's been so long since I've done videos, my previous 2 videos were stories on Tucson Police Department. And there's a lot of updates to be done there. I've been so busy with work in the last month to a month and a half that I haven't done any videos, but there are some updates to be done there, including the city ordinance trying to make it illegal for cop watchers to record police has been repealed by the city council. If you guys have seen the videos I already did on Tucson, you'll see that Chief McManus went before the city council and asked the city council to pass this ordinance hindering people from recording their police just hours after their officers had killed somebody. And then he went before the city council just hours after that. How you doing, man? Doing all right? And asked the city council to stop us from recording them. Now, at the time when he did that, he told the city council that there were people recording their officers. He claims that everything we do is interference. And he told the city council a lot of the things that were going on, and flat out lied about a lot of the things that were going on. But he failed to tell the city council that his officers had just killed somebody hours ago, hours prior to that. He failed to tell them his officers had just had an in custody death. So he was picking and choosing what he was telling the city council, and he manipulated the city council into doing something that they later found out was wrong. And the city council at least had the courage to revoke that ordinance and say, no, we're sorry Chief McManus lied to us, and our Tucson police officers are pieces of shit. We're sorry about that. You are more than welcome to film our officers and talk all the shit you want while you do so. Besides that, they're facing so many lawsuits for it now, and the qualified immunity is so gone that they're fighting a losing battle. We've got attorneys out of 3 different states that are so fed up with seeing what Tucson police specifically have done that they were reaching out to activists and filing lawsuits on their behalf. And you guys, I know that this is live, and everything that I'm telling you, I'm not showing you evidence of. You can go and look at my videos. I took a lot of time and effort over a year's worth of cop watching to show the evidence of everything that I'm telling you, to show you what the police were doing, to show you what the chief was saying, to show you the manipulations that were done that made the city council believe that these guys were under some type of unlawful attack. All of it is there. And you can go and watch the previous 2 videos, and we still have part 3 coming as well. I've just had so much other stuff going on, I haven't been able to get to part 3 yet. But this guy called for backup. Again, what he claims is, what the individual here claims, that he was pulled over. Yeah, of course I'm talking loud enough so that they can hear me. Of course I'm speaking loud so that I'm speaking to my audience, but so that they can hear me. So this guy claims that he was pulled over for expired registration. Now this guy, he got pulled over right in front of me, by the way. I was sitting in this gas station, in this Circle K, and he was back there at that intersection. He pulled him over. This is the Circle K where the armed robbery was at a few months ago. I've had some cop watches in Tucson too, though, where the cops were pretty decent, pretty reasonable. This guy is singing like a canary. This guy is talking to the police. It can be intimidating when you're dealing with this type of thing. From his position, it can be really intimidating. The police want to make you feel like talking is going to get you out of trouble. Well, if you just be honest with me, I can treat you better. There's absolutely nothing that you can say that's going to help your situation with a police officer. So he's talking to him like he's a friendly guy. And this is where a lot of people, I'm going to get back in the shade because it's hot out here in Tucson. My equipment will overheat and all of a sudden the live stream will disappear. This is where a lot of people make mistakes and think that they're dealing with a nice police officer. This officer is very cordial. He's very polite. He's very relaxed while he's asking this individual questions. Hi, Chi-Town Sue. If I didn't already know what he was doing, I'd say he's a really nice guy, that he's a really good person, that he's a nice guy. But for those of you who've seen how this goes, he's not trying to help anything. If anything, he's trying to be nice to get as much information out of this guy as he can voluntarily. Hey, thanks, Blaze G. Buying you water, appreciate it. It's a typical manipulation. You know, anybody who's throw a 1 in the chat if you've ever been in some kind of abusive relationship. You see, the abuser will act nice from time to time, you know, to get what they want out of you. It's just it's not real, though. You know that. You know it's not real. You know this person isn't genuine. You know, as soon as an abusive person starts being nice to you, you automatically should be saying, what is this person trying to get from me? Because this person has never had my best interest at heart. And so when they act as if maybe they do, what are they trying to get out of me? Officer is grooming the driver, says WB Ball. Right. This is predatory practices. In most human circles, we call this a predator. Thanks, Danny. We got a bootlicker right over there, shaking his head. You don't want to come say nothing, though. He doesn't want to come say anything. He's the type of guy who, when his house is getting robbed, he'll call the police, you know? What are you going to do when your house is getting robbed? Well, I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to call the police in Tucson. I'm going to wait anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes for the police to arrive and hope to God that by the time they get there, I'm still alive 20 minutes later. Because I backed the blue. Usually when it takes this long, it's not a good sign. I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back. I'm gonna set you guys on the truck. I'll be right back. You want a water, man? Water? Good? All right. Yeah. Yeah, 200,000 subs. Thanks, guys. Thanks for 200,000 subscribers. Police department is right there, by the way. That's the police department, right across the street. Not all my videos with Tucson police are bad videos either. I posted quite a few. Well, I posted a few that it was really kind of half and half. with the videos that I posted during the month or so that I was posting Tucson videos. It was really about half and half. You got about half horrible officers, and then the other half were, I mean, just chill, normal, treated me and everyone else like normal human beings. One, for example, that I can tell you about that you guys can go look up is, I believe it's titled Robbed at Knife Point. It was pretty close to this area, actually, not too far away. It was on Miracle Mile Road. And a man had been robbed at knife point by a woman who stole his wallet. And the police showed up, and the guy told him which she went into like a no-tell, motel, hotel room type thing. But he wasn't 100% sure which room she went into, so they knocked on multiple doors. They tried to get the guy or the lady to come out. Because they weren't 100% certain which room she went into, luckily they decided not to just kick every door down. Even when there's a victim, you can't just assume everybody in the neighborhood guilty because you've got a victim, right? You've got to make sure that if you're going to kick somebody's door down, it's going to be the right somebody. So they were actually unable to get the suspect. And I know a lot of people would be upset about that, but man, that's the reality of the way things go. You can't violate people's rights to catch suspects. And what would have needed to happen to catch her is they would have had to bust into every room there until they found her, which is unacceptable. It's unfortunate. The world's not perfect. But rights come before all. And all those other individuals had a right not to have their door kicked in. But the cops that were present there on that call were just normal, excellent, normal cops. They didn't give me any stupid instructions. I was recording from closer than this, as they were there with their less lethal weapons. They had a shotgun full of rubber bullets, and I was right up there recording it. They didn't give me any crap. They just said, hey, we've got a potentially armed suspect, just so you know what you're dealing with. And left me to take care of myself the way it should be, right? Have they confronted you yet? Yeah, the first officer tried to say stupid things like, hey, stand over there because I'm concerned about your safety, and blah, blah, blah. And then when I was talking to the individual in the car, he told me, oh, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And I told him to shut the hell up. And then he called for backup. His backup hasn't said anything stupid at all. Hey, thanks, Lackluster. One bootlicker converted, one at a time, right? Lackluster, one at a time. I'm glad it's had a positive effect. I'm hoping they don't try to steal his car. Thanks, Swamp Fox News. No, I'm not in detainment time. It looks like we're at just over 20 minutes because I started recording right about the time they came up. My backup camera has been on 20 minutes and 48 seconds. Live stream's been on 1948. We got music in the background, keeping you all entertained. I don't know why it's taking so long. Usually this means they're going to try to steal somebody's vehicle. The first thing that happened, though, when they pulled this guy over, is he opened his door and he started singing like a canary about God knows what. I wasn't close enough to really tell, but thanks, Carl Arnold. Appreciate it. Um, started singing like a canary. If the guy had 30 dead bodies in the trunk of the car, the cop knew it within the first 10 seconds. Because whatever he might have been doing that Master wasn't okay with, he spilled the beans before the cop could say a word. Thanks, Deborah Baker. I appreciate it. They're letting him smoke a cigarette. Come on, let him go. Let him go. Here's the thing too. I know that people lie, right? And so I know that cops lie. I also know that that the guy that got pulled over is capable of lying. I wasn't born yesterday, so he told me he was pulled over for registration. Assuming that what he said is true, there's no victim. He hasn't harmed anybody. Yeah, I really hope they just let him go. But I don't know for sure. Maybe he pulled him over because he just raped somebody down the road. You know what I mean? I don't know. Could be stolen, right? Rear window broke. I don't think that's illegal. But thanks, Deborah Baker. But if there's no victim, there's no crime. And we should be leaving people alone who aren't harming other people. Thank you, D-Sign. Chief Giovanni. We should be leaving people alone who aren't harming us, who aren't hurting anybody. Say hi to me, James. Mago Garcia. I really see so few chats. But I love when I glance and I see one. Thanks, Honored Wangan. Leave people alone. Test this guy pulled over might want to be left alone by you. Yeah, this guy pulled over might want to be left alone by me, yeah. You see, I'm not holding him at gunpoint under threat of violence. You see how that works? And while the guns aren't out, he's well aware that if he were to try to leave at this point, maximum violence would be used against him to get him to stop. Whereas I have never, ever in my life held somebody against their will under threat of violence and forced them to have conversations with me. Thanks, Unsub Press. Force them to have conversations with me, force them to tell me who they are, where they're going, where they're coming from, give me papers. I have never in my entire life done that to somebody. Anybody who's decided that they don't want to interact with me has been able to walk away without a threat of violence. And there's been plenty of people who have tried to interact with me as well, that I've decided I don't actually want to interact with you, and I've been able to walk away without a threat of violence. It doesn't work that way with these people. He's pulled over for not wearing a mask. I was just about to move to the back side of him just because it would trigger him. but it looks like they're wrapping it up. So laughing my mask off. Thanks, Kai Packer fan. They want to steal his car real bad. My phone's getting hot, I can feel it. Staying in the shade over here. My battery just went dead on my backup camera. All right, have a good one, man. You got a bootlicker over here trying to give him a thumbs up. Have a good one, buddy. No more instructions, Kay. No more instructions.
Hey man, I'm looking out for your safety. I don't want you getting hit by people coming through.
Well,
My car's kind of blocking the view and you're standing right
yeah, I got you. You know you're not responsible for my safety though, right?
there. Well, I'm just asking.
All right.
All right?
Hey,
I don't mind if you're recording that, but when
Well-
we're dealing with somebody, don't approach the car.
well, it's not about what you do or don't mind. It's about what I legally can or can't do, right? And
Fine.
so, you know, we've been,
You want to put yourself at risk and get hit by a car? That's
yeah,
up to you.
we've been training you for a while, and little by little,
man.
we're getting you and your chief under control, buddy. Have a good one.
Call 911, all right?
Yeah, definitely not. I don't want anybody to get killed. Got a lot of bootlickers out here. A lot of bootlickers. We'll see you next time, guys.